Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Chaos Child. We had an interesting discussion at the bulletin board, and now it looks like our meeting has come to an end.
副部長、なんだって？
いや、別に。こっちの話だよ。
She wanted me to go back to the dorm? What should I do? Go back to the damn dorm. It is safer, and you know you like it there anyway. There was no real need to listen to her, but knowing Kurisu, she might really come barging into my RV.
しかしな、いくら考えてもわかんねえことばっかだったな。
そうですね。なんか頭痛くなってきちゃったよ。ねえ、タク。タク？
え？ああ、そうだな。
We hadn't really learned anything today. We had no proof, just a bunch of guesses.
な、久野里さんに相談してみるってのはどうだ？
久野里さんか。
ほら、彼女なら俺たちの知らないこといろいろ知ってるんじゃねえのかなって。
ああ、それはやめといた方がいいっすよ。
Arimura shot down his idea.
なんで？
あれ、言ってませんでしたっけ？あの人ってば、私たちのこと人間だと思ってませんから。伊藤先輩だってあの人にひどい態度取られてたじゃないっすか。それともそういうの喜んじゃう系とか？だったら私もそうしてあげますけど。
Ugh. I don't know about us, but we did have our suspicions about Ito.
だから俺はそういう趣味やねえっての。宮代と同じこと言うな。
Arimura had gotten the same idea about Ito that I had. I laughed a little. And then Arimura turned to us with a smile and continued.
別に冗談じゃないんですけどね。私、人の言ってることが本当かどうかわかるんですよ。
Oh, wow. Yeah, if Ito denies that verbally, then she'll know if he's telling the truth or not.
久野里さん、私たちによくひどいこと言いますけど、本気で私たちが死ねばいいと思ってますから。
Jeez.
え？
That was a surprise. Did she really hate us that much? What did we do? Arimura continued on in the same chipper tone a girl might use to discuss after-school plans with a friend.
あの人の目には私たち害虫駆除のための実験台にしか見えてないみたいです。害虫と同じ扱いでいいんですか、伊藤先輩。
After the meeting in the newspaper club ended, I bought a Mountain View with a vending machine in the cafeteria and sat down on a nearby bench. We are just chugging these things down. I'd been thinking so much that I was exhausted. I opened the plastic bottle and swallowed down the bubbling carbonation inside.
またそれ飲んでるのかよ。お前ほんと好きだな。
Ito bought a can of black coffee and sat down on the bench with me.
けどさっきはびっくりしたな。お前の能力だよ。
僕自身もまだ驚いてるけどな。
とにかく感心したっていうか、普通にかっこよかったぜ。
やめろって。男に言われても一つも嬉しくない。
That's something the heroine says to the male lead in a romantic comedy. Oh, whatever, dude, you lifted something with your mind, that's cool. And then the hero falls in love, maybe.
いや、それもないな。
Yeah, let's not do a delusion trigger, thank you. A series of faces flitted through my mind. Sarika with her dopey laugh, the ever-angry Kurisu, Kazuki playing ESO2, and Arimura with her acid tongue. But I couldn't imagine starting a romance with any of them. Maybe in another playthrough, who knows?
なんだよ、せっかく褒めてやったのに。よっ。
Ito threw the empty can at the garbage bin.
あ、惜しい。
Oh, I really thought it was going to be stupid. Like, I assist the can into the... well, the can.
全然惜しくないだろ。
The garbage can had a lid and only a small hole to throw the cans in. Of course, there was no way he could get it inside. Oh, are we doing it?
なあなあ、またやってみせてくれないか？
何を？
だから能力だよ。
Ito looked around the cafeteria as he spoke, making sure no one was too close. Was this why he'd thrown the can? Oh. This might actually be really funny then. Fortunately, it was after school and the cafeteria was just about to close, so there weren't many people in the room. Okay, this might be good. This is one I'm not dreading. Let's hope I don't regret my lack of dread. There were a few groups of people who were probably chattering about nothing important, and a few boys and girls intently reading their books. Nobody was paying attention to us. I didn't think anyone would see me make a fuss, but...
お前ってどのくらいのものが動かせるんだ？重さとか大きさとか数とか。
Very good questions.
その辺はまだテストしてないな。
じゃあ狙いは正確なのか？ターゲット以外のものが動いちゃったりしないのか？
それもまだ。
That was a good point. It would be best to check that stuff. What should I do? Alright, here we go. Okay, let's try this.
遊びでやるんじゃないぞ。能力を磨くためだからな。
お、そうこなくちゃ。
あと、横から余計なこと言うなよ。意識を集中させないとちゃんとできないんだ。
Whatever, dude. You're gonna definitely have to be distracted while you're fighting Pyrokinesis Woman. Minamisawa. I stared at the can that Ito had just thrown. I imagined it flying into the little hole in the garbage can. I could see the D-sword appear in the corner of my vision. I'd gotten pretty good at this part. The next part was the hard one. I tried to focus on the image in my mind. What? I tried to focus on the image in mind. I corrected that accidentally. In my mind, let's say.
Miyashiro, stop!
Huh?
I was interrupted by a quiet yell from Ito.
なんだ?
Surprised, I turned towards Ito and then my mouth flew open with shock. Okay, here it comes. I hadn't seen them because the vending machine was blocking my view, but two girls were walking up to the bench. I saw them and panicked and tried to shut down my power. But that was the worst thing I could have done. Oh boy. Here it comes. What? Oh? Oh yeah? The coffee can ended up heading towards one of the girls' feet instead of the garbage can. Well? A double. The last time I did this, it ended up turning into, like, cheesy CG. Now I'm getting a little nervous, but we'll see what happens. She didn't see it coming. There was a chance she might slip on it. If she hurt herself, it would be my fault. Am I gonna lift the girl out of the way? What should I do? Should I use my power again to stop it? Here it comes. The second I told it to stop, it changed its course as if a giant hand had come down and smashed it from above. It fell to the ground with a huge clatter. Good, I guess? The two girls leapt up at the sudden noise and then turned toward us. When they did, one of the... Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, when they did, one of their skirts flew up.
Huh?
As the girl spun, she quickly put her hands on her skirt. Okay. And then our eyes met. Oh?
やだ。キモい。何ジロジロ見てんの?
So it's just a random person.
違います。缶の音にびっくりしただけで、別に何も見てないというか、
To be honest, that's about as good a save as it's gonna get. It's not great, but like, I don't know what you're gonna do. But the two of them glared at me warily, then ran up the stairs. Is that really it? They're letting us off? What was that about? Even if it was my fault, I'd saved them from danger. And from where I was sitting, I couldn't see anything anyway.
なるほど。そうか。青だな。
Oh, I thought he was going to go in a different direction. Like, so this is why you're using your power, but nope. Yeah, I guess he could, though.
いや、それよりもだ。
Ito got to see what was under her skirt, and I didn't. And when they turned toward us, he looked away with speed that rivaled being a psychic power in its own way, and pretended he'd seen nothing. So I was the only one who got branded a pervert.
おい、伊藤。
いやー、すげえ能力だな、今の。
I was pissed, but for some reason Ito was looking at me with newfound respect.
何？
Yeah, it's like that one part in, Bruce Almighty.
こんなにうまくスカートの中を覗けるなんて最高だ。尊敬するぜ。
Yeah, enjoy, your talk with the cops, buddy.
そんなの狙ってない。
え？違うの？
違う。
なんだ、つまんね。
お前も帰れ。
Go home.
いやいやいや、よく聞けよ。
What, are we gonna make this into like an enterprise? Ito suddenly took on the air of a scientist and leaned closer towards me.
近い、気色悪い。
いいから聞けって。
なんだよ。
お前は今俺たち男子生徒の神になったんだ。
は？
What the hell was he talking about?
あ、タクとしんちゃん見つけ。
Oh, Sarika's here. As I furrowed my brow, Sarika came down the stairs towards us.
こんなとこにいたんだね。私もなんか飲もう。
マウンテンビューにしろよ。
Are you... How many of these are we gonna drink? In one day? Sarika nodded hesitantly, then put her coins into the vending machine and hit the button for the drink next to the Mountain View. Dr. P. I have no idea what that's supposed to be a reference to. Can't think of it. Oh well. There was a thud as the bottle dropped into the bottom compartment.
宮代、今だ。
Really?
あ？
あのペットボトルを床に落として転がせ。
なんだよいきなり。
いいからやってみせろって。これも能力の訓練だから。
Yeah, nah.
ああ。
Boy, is this game a product of its time. I didn't really know what was going on, but I tried to visualize the bottle Sarika was reaching for falling to the floor. Well, it worked, I guess, because we're negative. The D-sword was still there in the corner of my eye, and it was easy to send the image into both of their brains. That is a good point. Like, we have to dazzle Sarika rather than Ito. Well... No, maybe either, as long as somebody sees it. The bottle flew out of Sarika's hand just like I wanted. And it rolled along the floor just like I'd envisioned. Fwa. Sarika stretched her hand out toward the bottle and ran after it. So we are doing a CG thing. Of course, she was leaning forward. Huh? Would she bonk us? Wait, whoa! Triple? Really? That's a new one.
予想通り、純白フリルだったか。
Wow, stay classy, Ito. But I can keep going. Incredibly. From where Ito was looking, you could see her perfectly. I could never have seen this coming. That's why I'm so indignant. A triple level, though. She's just standing there. If I took a half step forward, I could probably see it too, but that half step felt very difficult to take. I finally knew what Ito was after. Finally? Really? But I couldn't stop the bottle from rolling quickly. Sarika was running after it with her hand stretched out and her back towards us. I stood up from the bench and moved between Ito and Sarika.
何をするんだ、神様。だってな。このエロ神、さては独り占めするつもりか。
人聞きの悪いこと言うな。
Deity is fine. Well, here it comes. Trying to hide Sarika from his gaze, I imagined something else. This time it was the bottle coming to a dead stop in Sarika's hands. Oh, huh. How is that gonna work? Also, her hand isn't stretched out. I ended up saying something weird, yeah, but this time I used my full powers to stop her. But then...
みんなここにいたのね。
Guess I'll die. This is the bad end.
っていうか、何してんのセリー。ん
Kurusu, Arimura, and Kazuki were all coming down the stairs.
よりによってこんな時。
I became totally distracted, and instead of the bottle coming to a stop, I imagined something entirely different. It was probably because I'd imagined what Ito had just witnessed, but I ended up thinking about a naughty article I'd just read in Cool Cat Press. Oh god. How to take the girl you want to bed, tell from her underwear whether she's up for it tonight. What an oddly specific and relevant article. What's the name of the article? It had pictures too. I remembered saying, if the girl's showing you her underwear, of course she's up for it. But all the girls are wearing different kinds of underwear. After taking a moment to appreciate from an academic standpoint, yeah, I read Playboy just for the articles, the variety of underwear on offer, I started trying to guess what kind of underwear Sarika would pick. Or maybe Kurusu? No, don't be stupid. I've been saying that the whole time.
そんなこと今思い出したらダメだ。
Ah, that's not how it works, dude. You can't say don't think about blank, because then you're thinking about it. You have to actively try thinking of something else, and even that's tough. But the more I tried to stop it, the stronger the strange vision became, and suddenly I heard the sound of my destruction. Oh? There was a small rustling sound as Arimura's skirt. This awkward pan of just a regular character just standing there, slowly but surely and steadily started to rise. That's not what I was expecting, but alright. It went up past her knee socks and then higher and higher. If she asks us what the hell is going on and we respond verbally, we're dead. Arimura stood there for a moment in shock and then realized what was going on and grabbed her skirt from above. But everyone knows that we have the power now, so we're... Oh, I mean, we did say it was a sign of our destruction, so yeah, we're dead. Kurusu and Kazuki were looking at her with wide open eyes. Even though it's their regular faces. 4th level! This is actually kind of amazing, though. I'm very curious as to what would happen if I go in, like, all the wrong directions. Can you imagine? Shit. This wasn't good. Sarika would probably laugh and forgive me. Actually, she might not even realize what had happened. But I wouldn't be that lucky with Arimura. Any second now she was going to realize it was because of my power. And if she doesn't, she can ask. I gulped. The Empress, now fully recovered, was standing next to her. If she figured out what I'd done, who knew what would happen? Oh boy.
何今の風
Yeah, indoors. Yeah, it was the wind. It was the wind's fault, not mine. So I didn't do anything, and it's not my fault. Remember, in the words of George Costanza, it's not a lie if you believe it's true.
ってことにするしかない。
I quickly tried to come up with a new delusion, and then transmitted it into everyone's brains. What, actual wind?
よし。
That is actually a legitimately interesting idea. I used my power to softly open a nearby window. It ain't close enough. And nobody noticed. It worked. It was as if it had been open the whole time. All that was left was for the wind to blow through the window, and I should be able to fool them. Come to think of it, this power of mine is amazing.
What?
A soft breeze, just strong enough to barely move your hair, rubbed against my cheek. The wind was weak. It was super weak. Whatever, take what we can get. No way! No one else's skirt, neither Kurusu's nor Kazuki's or Sarika's, was moving at all. But this is wild. Level 5. Harimura Alona turned beet red, grabbed the hem of her skirt, and started looking frantically around. The gap between her behavior and how she normally acted was cute enough that I couldn't help but stare. Wait, no! There was no physical reason for Harimura's uniform to be the only one to rise up like that. This wasn't gonna fool them at all. Dude, just quit while you're still alive. Could my power maybe cause air to convect? Now that's interesting. Yeah, if you can move air, then you're just like an invincible fighter at that point. If it could, there was still hope. I could just create the wind. That is an actually good idea. Just this situation is embarrassing. I came up with a new delusion and hit everyone around me with it. Imagine a strong wind blowing. Sword? No. Imagine the air moving violently, creating a gust of wind. Sword? I guess we're just skipping it. A wind is blowing, I can feel it. I got a trophy for this thing. And then suddenly Kurosu's skirt flew up as well. Thank you, Ito. Now it was Kazuki's turn. The hem of her skirt suddenly flew up. That does sound like more effort. Was this just everybody? Next was Serika, then Harimura's skirt flew up again as well. That sucks. Yes, it was a success! Oh, there's the CG, I guess. I ran my fingers through my hair and whispered to myself. I was worried there for a moment, but I just barely managed to...
Huh?
It is a sign of destruction. Also, Serika appears almost pleased? Another soft breeze, just enough to tickle your eyebrows, brushed my cheek. Why is the wind so weak? It's too weak. What? But I could see the girl's white thighs in front of me and a more tantalizing sight above them. Wow, stay classy. You are correct. Well, no, as a healthy schoolboy, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little interested. In fact, I wanted to make sure I got a good look so I could remember it later. Wait, why do I have to be so honest? In layer 5 of my weird fantasy, I screamed at my power to stop. The wind's really weird. It did say the sign of my own destruction. Like, if anyone catches us, then... again, none of this is real, because this whole thing is a delusion, but in our own fantasies, we're gonna be dead. The girls were clearly suspicious now, and were holding down their skirts with both hands. Ito stood up from the bench and started to move backwards, afraid. Specifically afraid of Kurosu. Probably, like, everyone but Serika, honestly, would just, like, kill you. And to make matters worse, one of the groups of girls that had been talking in the cafeteria was starting to move closer to us. They'd probably run out of things to talk about and decided to go home, and now they were looking at us in shock. That must look really weird, like super localized wind. You cannot be serious! I mean, I guess we're going through a super serious period in the game, so they wanted to give us a bit of a break, but this is level 6 of a stupid fantasy. This was way too suspicious. Okay. In it to win it. They might think that the girls were lifting up their skirts to show us. Yeah, that's almost certainly what they thought. If that happened, the whole school might think the newspaper club were a bunch of perverts. No. As I hesitated, I could hear the group of girls start to whisper. Again, remembering that this is all our fantasy, like, we're panicking over something that we know is not real. Oh boy. I focused my mind to its utmost. I just need the wind to blow the way I want it. If the wind blows up their skirts too, I can make this better and not worse. I could fix this misunderstanding. I could avoid any weird rumors. That'll do it. That's the perfect way to avoid weird rumors. You know that, right? I'm just gonna check. Don't lift up the skirts just because... I'm gonna skip that line. Wind blows... Arrow skirts fly... Okay, that's actually pretty funny in text. Don't get the order mixed up. I've never seen that before in text. Like in a game, I mean. With an explosion of mental force, I sent the vision from my brain to the others. That did it. Finally. A gust of wind blew through the open window. The girl's hair started to fly up. Who cares, dude? The fact that there's weird wind in here is convincing enough. But the wind still wasn't strong enough. It wasn't enough to blow up their skirts. Yeah, that's the key to this whole puzzle here. Can you imagine what the R2, or well, I'm pressing L2 and R2. Can you imagine what the negative delusion is for all the layers if it lets you go through all the layers? I'll add my power to the strength of the wind. All. Now those girls' skirts flew up just like Kurusu and the others had. Here's a fun fact for you. It should say Kurusu's and the others, because otherwise it sounds like they share a skirt. The extra apostrophe S is necessary in this particular scenario. He's reading it like a friggin' shonen protagonist. But this is only going to increase the rumors. Like, what is this weird phenomenon? For some reason, the sound was different with the last girl. The girls quickly pressed down on their skirts. This sucks. That's the concern. If only they had made a slightly different decision this morning. There we go. Correct. I love how, as scared as he was the first time he made that excuse, he's doing the same thing with the whole room. He did not think this plan all the way through. All this came from trying to throw a can in the trash. As I whispered excuses, I saw the girl in the back fidgeting. Wasn't that the girl that made a slightly different sound? For some reason is right. Somehow Palpatine has returned. The hook on her bra? What the hell kind of wind does that? What is wrong with my power? No, I mean, I did kind of think she had big breasts, but just a little. I suddenly felt a murderous energy and looked up in shock, and my eyes locked with Kurusu. Kurusu's? If we're looking at her eyes, who was looking down upon me with her arms crossed. Arimura and Kazuki had their arms crossed too, and the same cold expressions on their face. This reminds me of Yakuza Like a Dragon, when each of the women you're dating realizes that you're dating every single other one in the game. Sarika was the only one who didn't seem to know what had happened. She was looking between me and the others, confused. Do you think we're gonna do a meta thing and end the vision moments before we get killed? Like, whew, thank God I could stop whenever I want. We're doing like the black narration screen too. I turned around in search of my best friend, but there was no one there. Instead, I could see a single shadow outside the window, racing away towards the setting sun. I kind of want to see that. That's pretty funny. 30... Wait, how long is this vision? 30 minutes later? Are we gonna be like tied up upside down?
すみませんでした
Ito is kneeling on the floor surrounded by the girls. Remember, we are still in non-canon trigger delusion mode. We are not advancing the actual game right now. After 30 minutes of a newspaper club inquisition, it was decided that Ito was at fault. He was the catalyst, but I'd done some things that weren't very good either, but in the end, I'd managed to make them understand that they were mistakes. Yeah, but... Whew.
本当にもう二度とこんなことしちゃダメよ伊藤くん。
深く反省しましたもう絶対にいたしません
Ito bowed so low his face touched the floor. That's right, get madder. That's what you get for putting me through that. Kind of.
だいたいタクルを変な風に乗せないで。おだてられるとすぐこういうことしちゃうのよ。お調子者だから。
Why does she sound like, though, like, you shouldn't be doing this? Like, I thought she'd, like, throw me out the window.
そうですよ。宮代先輩って真面目そうな顔して実はエロ妄想全開ですし。
Yeah. Most of them in the game, actually.
エッチな本とか結構隠してるもんね。
That's... oof. They probably didn't know that. She just called... That's the worst one. He has those sleazy magazines just in his RV. Oof.
タクル、それ本当？そういうの感心しないって言わなかった？
違う、お前の誤解だ。僕はそんな本ってなんでいつの間にか僕が責められてるんだよ。
Arimaru is gonna call that out.
お前もそんな目で見るな。
とにかくいい二人とも以後絶対に能力をおかしなことに使わない、使わせない約束よ。
了解しました
She really doesn't sound as murderous as she probably should. Like, again, it sounds like school teacher. Like, oh no, you shouldn't have done that.
いやだから僕は最初からそんなつもりじゃなかった。
約束よ。
Alright, that's a little better.
はい。
Ito bowed low on the floor again, and I did too. Wait a minute. Does this mean that I was wrong? And this actually did happen because they're actual trigger delusions? Oh. So we did advance the game. Wow, that means that our weird, goofy trigger delusions might actually have an effect then on what happens. I'm assuming from this point on. I'm gonna have to be aware of that. I was about to say, like, this is where I'm gonna stop recording. Boy, this installment sure was embarrassing because we didn't advance anything, but we did though. Huh. Okay, well, for now it's time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? I didn't think I'd be saying that this time, but it looks like our trigger delusions are just what we're actively choosing to do at this point. It does kind of make me wonder retroactively if the stupid things we did in the beginning of the game could theoretically have actually counted for something. It looks like maybe they didn't until we learned about the D-Sword, but that's what our psychic power is. It's triggered delusions. Well, it's delusions. We're triggering them. It's actually pretty interesting. But now that I know that my stupid little fantasies might no longer be fantasies, maybe I'd better be careful. I mean, it's already embarrassing enough reading through them, but now their effects might stick. Until next time, everyone.